everybody? How is it going? All good, all well in the neighborhood, I would suppose. And the Mighty Win is back in his chambers after me taking him out for a walk last week. He's back in the place where he should be. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Oh my goodness, what the hell? I was about to twirl my little new. See, I got to see all the things when you get back home for a trip. You realize everything that you've bought. You know what I mean? And so I bought this thing that I from the shop that I love, just hanging in there, man, just hanging
A
around
little key
like
ring.
a little key ring. Won't put a key on it, but it's just wonderful emblem of Newcastle United. Lovely. And then I got me, which by the way, Betsy gave this to all the lads, and Mighty Win was rude to say he doesn't need one, but she gave us this as well. So how dare you hurt my wife's feelings, man? But anyways, hit the like button, folks. We're back in business. I hope you like what you see as well. If you do, hit the like button. As I said, subscribe. You can send super chats and highlight your comments. You can become a member yourself, enjoy exclusive member content. Which, by the way, if Wednesday, I believe Wednesday we might have the Once Upon a Time podcast comes back where we talk about previous players, previous eras of what club. And we're going to be talking. We've talked about Mr. Kevin Keegan, unbelievable stuff, of course. The Entertainers, that was the first episode. We talked about Alan Shearer in the third episode. In the fourth episode, we talk about War. Who did we talk about, Mighty Win?
War Jackie.
War Jackie. There we go. And I think this one is fitted enough to put in Mr. Peter Beardsley. Was he one of the greatest? Some folks do say that he was the greatest of all time. Well, we shall see. We shall see. So Mighty Win, do your homework. We're gonna sit around as the Mighty Win tells us a bedtime story about Peter Beardsley.
Once upon a time.
Cricket Chin, as I like to call him. Cricket Chin, man. Chin Gigante was one of the big mafia dons in New York. That's what I call him. Chin Gigante, Peter Beardsley. And so what else? You guys like my top? Brand new top, man. That's another thing I just found. I didn't think I bought it, and then I bought it. So a lot of pints must have been in the system at the time. Probably that Foster's BS, man. Who is rubbish. The second day in the tune, they gave me the Foster's Mighty Win. I can't believe you, man. I can't believe you. But anyways, folks, Mighty Win, how's it going? All good?
All good, man. All good. Now that we've got the lightweight back to America, I can get back to consuming my usual copious amounts instead of having to nurse you through. Can you
Nah,
believe
nah,
this,
nah.
folks?
Nah.
Aiken Sunday morning, nice lunch. I'm having a few pints. Orange juice. Orange
juice. I love me some orange juice.
juice.
See, but this is what you got.
Juice.
I cannot eat.
Never had a pint.
I mean,
all day.
I've actually no, but you can't. I'm not gonna mess around drinking when I'm about to travel all day, and I have to drive. By the way,
24 hours before you started that, man.
21, and so I get car sick really often. I mean, really quick. Since I was little, I had that problem. And then on the planes, I get tired of them as well. I get a little bit lightheaded. It's just part of it. But that's why an hour, 24 hours before flying, I don't drink.
Okay, so that was your excuse for Sunday. What about Saturday?
I was drinking. I was drinking.
Friday, whatever.
I've been drinking, man. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. But anyways, Mighty Win, stop playing, man. This guy here, man. Beer bike, and I agree. The Mighty Win is 99% alcohol, 1% tobacco. It's unbelievable. This guy, man. But he doesn't enjoy life. That's the problem. It's not about drinking. He just drinks like for no reason. And you know what I mean? I enjoy life. I enjoy the delicacies of out there.
Well.
You know what I mean? I like going on a Sunday dinner, which we went on Sunday. Enjoy some Yorkshire pudding. What the hell did we have that? No, we didn't, did we?
Yeah,
we did. Yeah, that was the bread part. And then that's that. And so we got some rather slim roast beef, I should say. So you guys need to come on, man. So copy from America, man. Proper roast beef is nothing less than an inch. So, but it's whatever. So we had some Sunday dinner. We had, by the way, our starters were like My daughter serves me more when she plays kitchen, man. It was like this big. It was
It
an
was
insult to
fine
American food.
cuisine, man. By
But
the way, it was delicious. Highly recommended.
no, 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 no. Wait, time out. That's not what you said. After wait. You said you've definitely had better.
I have had better.
So come on, man. We should have definitely had some, other places. But it was good Sunday dinner. I like the mashed potatoes. I really definitely like the what was it comes in that with the cabbage. There was another potato in there.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. I mean, look, it was good. It was really good. I felt like I was sitting next to the king when we went to that restaurant. By the way, that's fucking like 20 forks, 20 knives. I mean, you can just use the same fork all over and over, man. This guy telling me you gotta close your cutlery that way they know you're done. Fuck me, man. This is it's food, man. It's not that it's not that important. It's just food. Tiger Studios, did I have curry? Did we have curry, man? I should say we had. Well, I'm very limited with my experience with Indian food as far as the amount of times I've eaten it. But I think I've had the best curry ever, made by Mr. Amrit, Sikh of one of the Sikhs of India, Emperor of India. Unbelievable.
And his mother, of course.
Wait, did she make it? In the
Yeah.
beginning, she got to start. Well, then she's got old. So he's taking all the credit for his mom. Fucking hell, man. That is unbelievable. See, full of twats this channel, man. I'm telling you. But it was great. It was really good. Buttery, not spicy at all. I mean, it's just great, man. It did send me to the bathroom a couple times, but that's neither here nor there. But it was unbelievable. It was amazing, that curry. So, anyways, folks, we got some transfer news to talk about, don't we? A lot of transfer news coming up to discuss, to have just a conversation, to conversate, mighty win, to conversate. There's a few words that you're not used to, mate. We just just
To
just go
converse.
to conversate, man. This is
Converse.
I'm American. You're Englishman. But by the way, I did want to share this. By the way, oh, should I do it? I mean, it's from Phil. I think he's a Bournemouth fan. But I mean, I don't want to get in trouble with the Premier League laws of
No,
engagement.
that's his own camera.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, okay. Did you watch this?
No.
But okay, so this is it. No, it's for AFCB, so I don't know if the official Bournemouth account. Whatever. I'm not gonna go through it all, but look at Anthony Gordon. Look at the twat that's about to get run with the ball. Oh, right here, actually. Well, I mean, the man of the match has scored how many goals? 3 goals? 2
3
goals?
goals.
Look at Gordon's man, and he's barely even noticing Gordon. He's gone, man. You can't catch him at this point. He's all by himself. Look at that. And by the time he gets there, I mean, to be fair, whoever is there, who is that? Trippier? I don't know who that is. A short guy. Certainly closes in, but still scores. But it's just a little bit of what was happening against Bournemouth, who wasn't just a big letdown. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Mr. Nathan, have Newcastle confirmed the bid for Jonathan David? No. And that's why I'm going to get into your, the clickbait and the thumbnail. We go about what the big media, trusted big media outlets are reporting. And again, is every media company trusted 100%? No. That's why there's these conspiracies that the Chronicle or the Comical and the Daily Mail, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, they're big, huge media companies that we understand have sources. And they do, whether we like to admit it or not. I know that's the thing that people hate to say, They do have sources. We have my source is the mighty Win, who gave me Foster's and sent me to the toilet all night. So that's my damn source. You know what I mean? I have none. But the Chronicle, not only the Chronicle, I believe I saw, if I'm not mistaken, the Athletic reported on this situation at Newcastle United. And by the way, you're never going to hear the club saying, we bid for Jonathan David. So if you're going to wait for that, you're going to wait 20,000 years, because that's not going to happen. But so my quick answer to Nathan is, obviously, we're going with the big rumors out there. And I would assume that the Chronicle does have something. Some people out there calling them the clickbaiters or whatever in their chat. But Jonathan David is not new to the Newcastle realm of possibilities. And if indeed they did throw an offer in there, it would probably cause some conversation, good or bad,
You,
because some people rate him, some people don't. Mighty Wayne.
well, we were linked with him 18 months ago, and we watched him, if you remember, in the Copa America.
Well,
We
he's
were-
hold on. Let me cut you off for a second, because Tenji Vebe, he left. You remember? I remember when I remember everything. Tenji Vebe once left us because he thought we were clickbaiting. So and now he's back, and now he's kind of telling us. So you deliberately clickbait because guess what? Everybody else does it. Try to be different. Blah 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 blah. We report on what's being reported, mate. You'll never hear us here say, "I know," because somebody X told me that this isn't. Never. We are fans that sit here and talk about what's being reported. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple. We never confirm it. That's why you got to watch the shows, because then you know. Because if the Mighty Wind sits on here and says somebody told me that Jonathan David is in the airport coming to Newcastle, well then he is a clickbaiter and he is a twat. But he did never said that. I would never say that. Nobody in
unless
this channel would
somebody
ever
did
say that.
actually tell me.
Unless somebody told you, but then you'll be wrong because he's playing against Liverpool. So that would be crazy. So therefore, I'm not clickbaiting nobody. All right? It's plain and simple. So whether we want to have an open mind or not, then that's up to us. It's up to each of their own. Report the fact, says Tenja Vivid. How do you know there hasn't been a bid sent? How do you know the facts, Mr. Tenja Vivid? Nobody knows nothing, man. Nobody's misleading anything. We're talking on what's being reported. Plain and simple.
That's
Plain and
exactly
simple.
what we're doing.
Exactly. Anyway, man.
We just look at what's being reported, analyze it, see whether it's kind of feasible or believable, and then make our decisions, make our comments based upon that. Everybody
So
does it. We're all looking everywhere for to see what's happening, and so you take in every bit of, well, like vultures would devour every crumb of information, but once you've actually had the taste of it, you say, tastes a bit funny that. Nah, don't believe that. And then you comment on that. But
exactly. All
but
we
what
do
else are
is
we supposed to do? Sit here and do nothing until actually Newcastle United say, right, we have signed such and such. Well, we're going to have not much to talk about then, are we?
I mean, and by the way, uh, I I mean, what I don't understand it. We have a million rumors out there. People talk about all these, and so it's all speculation. We have never here in the channel. Nobody ever said we have information. We saying that we're saying this. Never. So, and that's neither. I mean, it is what it is. But the point is, though, the point is he good enough to be for a Newcastle United striker? And if we did bid for him, would people be okay with that? Would you be okay with that?
I wouldn't be okay with that. I think we can do better. His figures this season are fantastic. He just scored against Liverpool tonight, and think of him as a bit of a Jacob Murphy because he's had a stinker tonight. Well, I'm saying a stinker. He's had not a great performance by any means, but he was there in the right place at the right time to stick the ball in the net, and that's what his job is. Are we looking for a striker who'll do that, or are we looking more for a striker who's going to get involved in other ways, the way Isaac does, for example, to suit our style of play? Yes, we are. Unless we rip at his tactical master plan up 4-3-3 and change by going two strikers up front, which I wouldn't mind seeing, to be fair.
With the Jonathan Davis situation, man, he's been linked for like, I mean, for how long, man? Since the Copa America, I think.
Since before, yeah, since that transfer window,
And
since July 20, where are we, 23.
yeah, so and I personally don't think we're gonna sign anybody. I personally don't think that. I mean, not being negative or
Well,
anything.
I
I'm
don't
just
believe that for a second.
well, that's fine. I'm just saying. Um, I just don't see. I'm actually believing Eddie Howe on everything he's saying.
Yeah,
By the
I mean,
way,
Andy's coming up with a very good point there, saying I can't agree. I'm going to agree with a lot, but apart from that, the only positive for David is that he's free transfer, which suits our PSR, and there was the report today that he's asked for either a £10 million signing on fee and 250 grand a week, or no signing on fee and 325 grand a week. So take that whichever way you want to take it.
mm.
Believe it if you want. Believe it makes sense. It
And by
makes
the
perfect financial sense.
and we'll continue. But just to appease my friend Tenji Vivid and my friend Nathan and maybe my friend Niall, I have made the subtle change of putting a question mark on the headlines there. Bid sent for Jonathan David? Question. That way, apparently, that changes it from being well, it does actually, from stating the fact to just asking a question. So if that makes all the difference in the world, there you go. The point doesn't change though. By the way, do we need somebody like Jonathan David? Is the question. Actually, I do think we need somebody like that. I do think we need somebody like that.
Beer Vikings interesting there. Most people are moaning about Kelly's wages. But then,
And that's why, and we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that because that's part of the it's part of
yeah, because
the
that's a very interesting story that Juventus have offered whatever.
and then, by the way, that they might I must be wrong. I must be not watching the same Lloyd Kelly everybody's watching, and that's perfectly fine if that's going to be a benefit to Newcastle United. Because the Lloyd Kelly that I'm watching is Juventus after him. I think there was another club that last week. Who was it? There was
Well,
another club.
Juventus are the main one, and apparently we've turned down 15 million.
And if he's free, his salary is high. He's not really.
If we sell him, it's giving us 15 million straight in the pot, which is equivalent to 75 million amortized, and we're getting 150 grand a week off the wages bill. So it seems kind of like a no-brainer, except that we've paid 6 months' wages over the top. Half.
Exactly.
It's still just half £1,000,000 that it's cost us
Yeah, no,
so
but
far.
but I mean, but that 150 could go for somebody else that
Yeah,
we could
could go to
sign,
Isaac.
or go
keep
to Isak,
keep him happy.
or go to Isak. So you know what I'm saying? Because you can
But
clearly
but
tell that
but
Eddie Howe is not really. I mean, if Eddie Howe felt that he was really the guy, how he felt. I can assume that he felt about Margui because everything that went on. Then he would be playing. If Margui would have signed, Margui would be playing, no
yeah,
doubt about it. So he doesn't feel like Lloyd Kelly is really all that in a bag of chips, as we say in America.
yeah, and so what the narrative currently is that he's fourth choice centre back behind Shea, Botman, and Byrne. Fourth choice, let him go, and effectively he's third choice, even left centre back, because if Kraft comes back, Kraft will go in for Shea as he did early on this season, doing a great job. So I,
Well,
I
but
just I just think they're not going to undersell him because he's worth more than 15 million quid. We affect,
but he's not though. Win.
but he is though, because
No,
that's what he was going for in the
nah. He did.
January
I mean, you
window
can go for a
before
lot.
we got him on the free.
You can go on for a lot. You can go on for whatever. Really, it's whatever. I can sell my thirty
Well,
thousand dollar car for
both, Tot-
3 million pounds.
both Tottenham and Chelsea were sniffing around him for 50 mil in the January. And the Bournemouth fans, as I said, when we signed him and said he was a good signing, they reckoned he'd be playing for England in the next couple of years. Now he hasn't had a chance yet at Newcastle. You can argue he's had a couple of
But
games where he hasn't shone, yes, but it takes time to
but we're
find
talking
your
about
feet.
what is the because now we have to. I mean, we don't know any facts, but Mighty, when you said what was the offer that we turned down for him? What was the amount?
Juventus came with 12 originally, and then they've upped the bid to 15, and Newcastle have still said no.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that though.
Who's that saying Kelly's worth at least James Cuff, quite correct. He's worth at least 30 million in today's market.
That's what I would go for exactly. 30 million, 30 million.
Yeah,
for him.
well, they've offered 15. So
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, I wouldn't. What I wouldn't do is no, we're not selling Kelly because Kelly is important for our success. I wouldn't do none of that. You know what I mean? I would be very much open to selling Kelly, and I think 30 is about as much as you're gonna get, to be honest.
I think 30 is what his market value is.
Then we agree. We agree.
Yeah,
Isn't it though surprising that Juventus, arguably one of the biggest, along with Milan and Inter Milan, the biggest clubs in Italy, one of the biggest in Europe, that they are after Lloyd Kelly. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just mind-boggling, man. Because they must see something. They must see something that we don't see. I certainly don't see that. If you were, I mean, what is Juventus equivalent to to England? It would probably be. I mean, as big as they are, Liverpool or Man U.
well, Juventus are arguably the biggest club in Italy. If you look
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so if Liverpool or Man United are just a disgrace, but say Liverpool said we want to sign Lloyd Kelly, you would expect Liverpool to want to sign 5 players before they try to sign Lloyd Kelly. Yes or no?
yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy to a certain extent, man. But hey, but that's why I feel like this might be a blessing in disguise because we've been disagreeing and arguing about the weekly salary that this guy is on. You know what I mean?
But the only reason he's on the salary he's on is because it's effectively he's signing
Here we
on,
go.
he's
You get
spread over 5
saying,
years.
yeah. Well, nobody's really believing that, mate.
It's a fact.
and
You
get,
can believe it or believe it not.
Getting back to Jonathan David though, I do think that according to the Chronicle as well. And by the way, I don't know if anybody. We always say according, because we don't know nothing. We just say according to who this company, and that's what we have our conversation on. So I hope me and Tenji are still friends, Mr. Tenji Vivid. Gone doing the metro, man. Gone doing the metro, Michael. But not with this guy, man. He took me the wrong way. What the hell, man? Shame on you, man. Shame on you. You actually have not answered why you did that. Like, you went the wrong way. You've been going in the metro for 20,000 years, and you went the wrong way, man. That is... You're going to plead the fifth? Just plead the fifth, man.
My excuse is that I very, very rarely use the Monument metro station. And when I do, it's just for getting off.
Well, wait a minute.
And so
All right, well, that's just crazy, man. They are saying that Man United are also in the bidding war. But the Man United are also interested in Jonathan David. It wouldn't surprise me. Just think about that, though. You know what I mean? Man United bidding for Jonathan David. Does that really surprise you? No, I mean that's who they.
Well,
that's what they
the
do.
only reason Man United are bidding for Jonathan David is because he's on a free and because they've now encountered PSR issues.
Exactly.
So
But
because he's on a free, and it'll be yet another dud signed by Man United if he goes there. Jonathan David has done nothing that I've seen to prove that he can hack it in the Prem.
Yeah, but that okay. Well, I agree and disagree with that. I mean, to a certain extent, because I mean, you actually would. I agree and disagree with the whole rule of that. That is the rule of the law of football. It isn't. But with this guy, you can say Jonathan David really. I mean, don't know that he can do it. You could probably gamble, but I think Jonathan David is the guy that you would need to sign for as a backup striker. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get another
Yeah,
Isak
but he
to
isn't
be.
going to sign anywhere to be a backup striker.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. Nobody signs to be a backup, nothing. But things are better left unsaid, as you might well know. I mean, he's coming to the club. He knows he's not better than Isak, so he's gonna work his hardest to be, and that's perfectly fine. And he might. I mean, who knows? And they could
You see,
potentially play with each other.
this is all the more reason why I think we should be going for an Embuemo who isn't just a goal scorer, but he's a winger and he can play through the middle very effectively if required, as he proved before Wissa came into the team when Ivan Toney got suspended. And Embuemo played in the middle, and he was still scoring goals. So we want like a dual purpose player.
Davey Eddie says, to be fair, we didn't know if Isak was going to do it. It looks a real good player. I mean, he looks like a real good player. All these will be a gamble anyway. But to compete, shall we change the name of the thing to compete with Isak instead of being the bench guy to compete with Isak? But can he compete with Isak? Well, that's
And
I don't know.
don't forget, you've still got Callum to come back.
Nah, go on somewhere. Come on, man. That's why come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Hey, that's a nice picture you've got in the background there. What's that?
Oh, this picture, but oh no, that's Timmy. Tim is in the chat, one of the twins. But this picture right here is made. This is the old stadium when Mighty Wayne was 50 already. He used to go to this stadium right there, as you see, Newcastle United, right on the big on the side. And this was the old St. James's Park. We're dating
No,
back to what?
it's exactly the same St James's Park. Just
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, before it was, brought up on its feet. Um, and we're going back to the 70s,
early 70s, yeah.
early 70s. This was painted by Terry, who is Tim and Peter's, the twins' dad, who unfortunately left us, just a short time ago. And it's very overwhelming that the twins decided to give this to me as a gift because their dad painted it. An artist, shall we say, and he painted a lot of stuff. And he painted his beloved Newcastle United's St. James's Park here, and they gave it to me. Very touched, very moved by this gesture from Tim and Peter, and it's just unbelievable, man. So this is going to be hanging out with me. Is one of the treasures when I move on to a better life for my kids to have on and on and on until
You'll pass
2,000
it
years
on to
from
the
now.
mighty win.
No, no, no. You're not gonna get this, man. Unless you're gonna put that Gosforth address on my name, I'm good.
There you
So
go.
so there you go, right there, old St. James's Park in the background. So Tim in the chat, who is Terminator Seed, thank you for the lovely present along with your brother, man. Two great additions to the channel, of course. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But anyways, before we get teary-eyed, shall we move on? So I mean, the Jonathan David conversation, it can go on and on and on. I mean, the Chronicle is saying that we bid for this guy, and that's an exclusive of them. Listen, that's the thing, the touchy subject, the touchy thing when it comes to saying the Sun reports this, or the Chronicle reports this. Mighty One, you've been living in the land of Geordies for 20,000 years before Christ. It does the Chronicle. I know people they get criticized left and right. I don't have any basis to say yay or nay. I could care less, to be honest. I just report on what being reported. But do they or do they not have sources to know stuff?
Yes,
So why do people hate them all the time? Because people do hate them. Like,
because what they do is they skew. For example, there was one of the headlines today was
yeah, they do clickbait like hell though.
yeah, Premier League verdict on Tonali incident. And I'm thinking, what incident was that? What incident was that? And it was just purely when the ball went out before their third goal, and he kicked it back into play, straight to their player, by the way. So it was that incident. Well, that incident was we already knew all about that, and the
Exactly.
PGMOL had made that statement. But this was a brand new headline. Wow! So I'm
But
thinking, well, what incident is this?
exactly. But do you think though? I know. Listen, I know they do that because when I scatter around to gather information, information that's out there, then they do get me a lot. They get me on. I mean, they get me to click on this stuff. But do you think they would post exclusive? Newcastle make first move for Jonathan David, in to get him to the club. Do you think they would say that if it wasn't true?
I think it's quite possible that Newcastle have laid an exploratory,
A little bit, probably like,
had a conversation, shall we say, with Lille.
exactly, exactly. And that's all we're saying. You know what I mean? That's all we're
Because
saying.
obviously, if Lille sell him now, they'll get some money for him. Whereas if they wait until August, they'll not get anything for him.
Yeah. And Tenji's saying they all clickbait because they don't know anything. Terrible media. Well, listen, everybody's got their opinion on certain. Because I've heard that right there, Tenji. I've heard that for Talksport, for the Daily Mail, for the Sun. I've heard of that for even now for the Athletic. So who are we? We just don't trust anybody. We just say, I know somebody that told me. If you look at a YouTuber, if a YouTuber tells you, I've been told, or they look at their phone like, yep, it's not going to happen. A YouTuber, unless they were former players
Well,
or former whatever,
listen,
a YouTuber knows nothing.
allegedly, Fabrizio Romano is the oracle. He knows everything that's going on. And as we well
Okay.
know from personal experience, we were going to sign Barella, we're saying Tonali. We were going to
Exactly.
sign Nunes, we're saying Isaac. We were going to,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
time it's been certain gets it wrong.
All right. Well, anyways, let's move on from him, and we had to talk about what if we agree that Jonathan David would be a good signing.
And
I
that's for
think
me.
I think Newcastle fans are in the middle, not sure
Meh.
yet. Fabrizio Romano, we talked about Lloyd Kelly, of course. He just came out with another one. Was it January 19th, which was 2 days ago? Juventus have asked for Lloyd Kelly as a new center back with verbal bid rejected by Newcastle for loan with an option to buy. Juventus remain interested after Newcastle rejected 13 million euros. That's euros proposal for from Fener. Oh, it was Fenerbahce, the other club that wanted Lloyd Kelly. So Newcastle rejected a 13 million euro proposal from Fenerbahce this week. Juventus now hope to advance for fee around 50 million euros. It's not going to happen. If it's close to 30, look, man, you got to let him go, bro. You got to let him go.
The problem we have right now is that this all backfires on Eddie, because then you get all of the Eddie out as saying, yeah, he just wants to keep what he's got. He just wants to keep what he's got. He doesn't want anybody in and all this. He's too loyal to the players that he's got and all this rubbish,
No, no, no. But I think people that just want him out for no reason will say that. I think anybody that can look at two fingers in front of him will say this is the perfect business. And by the way, a lot of people that criticize Eddie on signing this guy for 150 a week, well, you can't have it both ways. I mean, if you criticize Eddie and the club for signing somebody like that, then you have to be okay with selling them. You know what I mean? But you have the occasion naysayer that doesn't want to, you know, they just want to say whatever. They're just gonna
the
be
Tigers
negative
of
about it.
the Tigers of the
Nah,
world.
Tiger Studios, man. Hey, Tiger Studios, you never got near to give me some of that curry, man. That's fine though. That's why Amrit is the emperor of India, and if you want to be prime minister of India, you gotta give me some of that curry, man. Not mild though, mild. I think mild. I thought Amrit was gonna be a bit spicy, but it was no spice at all, man. It was delicious.
It was like
Eh,
dessert.
It was like nah. Well, it was lovely. It was lovely. It was
It
good.
was lovely.
Yeah, it was good. All right. Next one that we got lined up, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is, I mean, I don't know. People are going to say the Daily Mail are rubbish as well. But I mean, according to them, nothing has been official by the club, of course. The Martin Dubravka will stay, but the Daily Mail is reporting that Martin Dubravka has had positive conversations with Eddie Howe, and he will definitely stay. That's what they are saying. The Daily Mail, along with, I'm assuming, Craig Hope. I don't know. Yeah, it is written by Craig Hope. So there you go. In the Almiron is set to leave and return to Atlanta United in a £10 million deal. Should be, according to them on this report, by the end of this week or any time along anywhere along those lines, that he should be leaving. So he did, according to them, play his not even play his last game. Well, you know what's crazy? I was telling Betty that me and Betty watched Miguel Almiron play their last game. Can you believe that? In a Newcastle shirt, we watched them, and that was against Wolves, not unfortunately against Bournemouth, who we lost anyway. But there you go. So, what do you think, man? Dubravka stay? I think we all fans are going to be positive about that, if indeed this is true. Now you got to be twice as careful. Now you got to say if and buts and according. For Ian, we didn't go to Edinburgh. I wish we would have went, man. But it's we should have went. To be honest.
Tired.
No, but we were knackered, man. And by the way, Newcastle was
Mommy, I'm tired.
Newcastle was everything and more. So we just stayed in Newcastle. I think a week was too short, man. But we're gonna get to Edinburgh, bro. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to Newcastle anyway. So we're gonna make it to Edinburgh. Ni bother, man. Ni bother. Anyways, Mighty Win, what are your thoughts on the Dubravka talks of him staying, and of course Miguel Almiron expected to
I've always
leave?
been a Dubravka fan. You know, the fact that he went to Man U and said what he didn't alter my opinion of how good a goalkeeper he is. So I've always backed Dubravka, and I'm delighted that he's staying.
Yeah, I mean,
Not least because you'll get a better deal now in summer when hopefully we'll get a better keeper in.
yeah, but I mean, I'm
As
sure.
as regards Miggy,
Well,
I just say thank you for your service, son.
yeah, Miguel Almiron, just good lad, man. It just he just couldn't keep up with the
We
expectation.
outgrew him. We outgrew him. It's simple as that.
He couldn't keep up with the expectation. It's unfortunate. But
But
hopefully he's going to be coming out at Atlanta
he
for
was
whatever that's worth.
well, he already was, but he's a bright light. He was a bright light in dark times. Him and ASM, Callum and Dubravka in the dark days. They were the real shining lights that were hard. Kept us in the Prem.
Yeah, yeah. So that is what they're reporting. I don't know if anybody wants to have a say on that in the chat. Of course, we're going to be reading the comments pretty soon. So have your opinion, have your say. Mighty Win Star, some of the ones that are good. Even it doesn't matter. We don't filter opinion. If you disagree with us, you want to banter us, whatever you want. It's all good. We do got a report though that the club. Well, let me just triple check that the club did. I think they did confirm that Alex Murphy has gone to League One Bolton on loan for the remainder of the season. Yep. Bolton, man. I remember when they were in the Premier League, man.
Which again suggests that Eddie has got Kelly very much in his plans, because obviously Murphy would have been number 5 choice centre back. So
yeah,
there's an interesting one from Sean there.
Oh, Hell's man. How was your meeting with Novi Solana? Novi Solana is a legend, man. He's a legend. But he's going back to Peru. He's going to coach Nazca FC, I believe it's called. It's a small division, lower division club in Peru. So he's going. He's just going to fly there, and that's, by the way,
That's exclusive.
That's an exclusive. That's an exclusive. That's an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
That's in the know from Nobby's own lips.
We know that for a fact. A source told us that Novi Solana, that Novi is going to back to Peru. But of course, I mean, he lives here. He lives in Newcastle. He's got his house. He's got his kids there. So kids go to university there. So I mean, so he's a Newcastle lad. but obviously he's going to work, and his beloved wife is English, so he ain't going nowhere. He's a Newcastle lad, but of course he's got to go work. So that's gonna be good for him, and I hope that he told us a few things about the situation with Blythe. And I think we should keep that to ourselves because it was a bit straightforward. But it just but Mighty Wayne, shame on you, man. Your brother owns Blythe.
No, he doesn't know. He sold it.
Now wash your hands now, man. Wash your hands when things are getting hot. Wash your hands. That's what happens, man.
I told you when he sold it last year.
Uh, apparently, there's been two owners after your brother, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Two owners. So, all
They
right, Mighty Wayne.
were all going to come in and guarantee to get wind to the
Yeah, well,
Division 2 and all this, and then suddenly they realised what they'd taken on.
yeah. Well, we can't talk about that anymore. But Blythe, I'm watching you, man. Watching you. Anyways, so thank you to Ian Fleming for sending Tim says I'm with my mom at the moment who's watching, and she says you were a worky ticket win. There you go.
A proper worky ticket, Mrs. Tim's mum. Lovely that you're watching.
So, yeah, lovely to have her watching. Thank you, Ian Fleming, for the membership, and that has gone to Mr. Davey. So congrats, Davey. Please consider subscribing and becoming a member. Tenji Vivi used to be a member. I just saw him in the chat, but I guess he's never been a member on this channel anymore because he's got an issue with me. But it's okay because he is open-minded to stay in the chat because that's what we as fans. We're not gonna agree. We're gonna agree, disagree. It's gonna go up and down all season. But at least we're not throwing our, what do you call it? Our prem. What do you call? How do you say it?
Toys out the prom.
Exactly, and then just say I'm done. But I'm take. It's like that kid that takes his ball after he gets
my ball. You're not playing it.
Tenji's not like that. He's staying on, and he is doing the banter that he's supposed to be doing. So anyway, so there we go with Bolton. Bolton. Last time Bolton were in the Premier League, I remember that, man. That was like 10 years ago, not that long ago.
Sam Allardyce.
I can't believe it. And now they're in League 2. My goodness, they fell from grace. So thank you, Helsazar, for another membership. That's going to Japadoni. So there you go.
Japadoni, shame on you. You should be a member anyway.
Exactly, man. Japadoni, what's wrong? That could have gone to somebody else, man. But it's okay. Okay. Well, I don't want to mention the Chronicle anymore, man. I'm scared now. Actually, I should mention this because Fabrizio Romano once again reported, Mighty Win, that Al Shabaab have inquired about the one and only the Greek. What do they have?
Well,
the Greek god, the Greek god. Odysseus Vlachodimos and Newcastle United have said nope, turned them down for a formal bid from them. So, and by the way, yeah, exactly. That's what Fabrizio Romano said. Newcastle goalkeeper Odysseus Vlachodimos has turned down a formal bid from Al Shabaab.
Turned down.
Yeah.
I bet we haven't turned it down.
Well, I mean, you can't get rid of the player if he doesn't want to go.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, so they had to. But he said his preference is to stay in Europe. But Jordan Cronin, who's this guy?
He's from the Shield.
Newcastle World.
Newcastle League.
All right, there you go. He's Jordi Journo. I think he's one of the journos that gets on YouTube.
Journos, good lad.
All right, there we go. So he's saying that Al Shabaab have inquired about John Rudy and Mark Gillespie.
They're desperate for a goalie, aren't they?
And I just don't know, man. And that I don't want to laugh. I mean, I don't know if this is true or what. I mean, he didn't put it. He didn't.
He wouldn't be putting it there if it was bullshit.
Well, exactly. He's supposed to be a journalist, although not a big journalist, but a journalist nonetheless. But and people are laughing, so I don't know. I have no clue. But if that's the case, what the hell?
I mean, they're all out of contract anyway. So
no, but I understand that. But not now. Well, I mean, but they'll be out of contract at the end of the year, maybe.
You'd get, but I mean, again, you're just talking. Gillespie's on 10 grand and Ruddy's on 8 grand. So,
But it almost feels like how they say, well, Saudi clubs are gonna just help out Newcastle United. Well, this definitely looks like that. What other goalkeepers? What other goalkeepers available?
Tiger Studios there saying if we get a fee for Ruddy or Gillespie, then Mitchell should have a statue.
Tiger Studios, if we make a sale on Rudy and Mark, let's make a statue of Mitchell, please. There you go. He said,
tell you, what we get for them both wouldn't cover the cost of the statue.
Well, look, it looks like banter, but it isn't really. I mean, I would assume it isn't. Certainly not from Romano, but Jordan Cronin saying that they have acquired for John Rudy and Gillespie as well. No clue, man. Wouldn't they like? I guarantee they would go.
And I guarantee if we get any bid for Vlachodimos, he's gone.
No, he's not. Because if he doesn't want to go, you've had one.
No, what I'm saying, as far as Newcastle are concerned, he's gone.
Yeah, but you've had one. You've had one.
But obviously Vlachodimos has said no.
Exactly. So no matter what,
make him go. He's got a contract.
Yeah. So
again, until the accounts are published, until we see them, we don't know what the length of Vlachodimos' contract is. Because if it's 5 years from when we got him from Forest, then we've got a lot of wages to pay.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's pulling our leg, Mr. Jordan Cronin, or not, but I would suspect not to. He's not a comedian.
I can't imagine that.
So there we go. I want Mitchell statue if he gets rid of long stuff. Well, it says Tangi. Well, I'll tell you what. That's one guy that ain't going nowhere. Everybody talks about everybody, but not him. So I mean, there were. I mean, actually, who said
it would not surprise me if Sean Longstaff goes in this window. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It would surprise me. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like it. But then again, I do also think what I'm thinking in my head. Obviously, right?
That makes it change instead of thinking we are ours.
I'm thinking in my head. I'm looking with my eyes, and I'm listening with my ears. I start thinking. It almost feels like if you want to look at it this way, it could feel like Eddie. This is the time where he's kind of let go of Longstaff the most out of his entire life. With him, you know what I mean? Like he's let him go, and which we never thought was going to happen, but it has happened a little bit at least. And he benched him, but then you got Tonali. So
it's been made easy for him as well because when Sean has come in, he ain't done the business.
No. He's been. But there's I don't know where I read that they expect. They wouldn't be surprised or expect Longstaff to leave in this summer in this winter window. Not you, by the way. It's somebody that's a journalist.
Did I not say somewhere that
I saw something like that, but I can't remember.
Have Leicester just sold a midfielder?
No clue, man.
So,
Niall Powell, what is Silverstone doing on sponsoring? It's like he is having a kip since they did his deal. Well, Mighty Wind spoke with Mr. Kappa, and was Silverstone there? He was there on that VIP lounge though, at the Stack, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When we were there, but I don't think he got nearby. He
didn't get in my sights.
Exactly.
But having said that, I mean, you saw yourself we've got PIF officially sponsoring on the boards now. So that's
I saw that, but I thought I didn't want to say nothing because I thought that might have been what's been happening.
That's PIF themselves as opposed to seller. So that's more money that's gone in the pot.
You think that?
Absolutely.
You don't think that they would just say, "I own this fucking club, so I'm just gonna put my name on it"?
No, they have to pay for it.
Okay, well, you're saying that is a fact, but you don't know.
Unlike Mike Ashley, who just did what he wanted, and the club got nothing.
Look, as an owner, you can do what you want as long as you do right by the
Oh,
team and the
listen, I'm
fans.
not saying they couldn't put it on for free, but all I'm saying is have they found an avenue
Yeah,
by
well, that
which
could make
to
sense
make
as
more
well. That could
money?
make sense as well. We got a new viewer here from see Lil Cole says, "Why don't we do a swap deal with Juve for Costa and Kelly?" I would go for that. I love Costa. And good. Well, Mighty Win don't know because Mighty Win doesn't watch anybody outside of Newcastle, so he doesn't really, you know, he plays in black and white, man. So he looks good in black and white. Um, but anyways, so who else is saying here? Transfermarket.co.uk. Transfer market is along with the Chronicle. I'm afraid it's to mention the Chronicle anymore. Say that Newcastle are showing interest in Celtic right wing Nicholas Kuhn. So help me, Mr. Ian Fleming, with this guy. He's a right wing, 25 years of age, German youth international, has 16 goals, 12 assists in 29 games. That is a hell of a season, man, already.
For
And,
Celtic.
huh?
For Celtic.
But listen, man, he is playing where he's playing, but he is playing with the biggest one off. Don't want to get nobody's hurt.
Yeah, but he's
Man, man.
playing again.
Yeah, but still 16 goals and 12 assists is something to go by, man. Relax. But nobody's saying that he's going to be the best right wing in the world, but he's doing decent. You got to just damn, man. Just give the young lad what he somewhat deserves. I don't think he'll do that in the Premier League, but or I don't know. But here we go. So how much do they want? 10 million for this guy? I don't even know if 10 million euros is a lot of money or not anymore, man. So
It's washers.
for 25-year-old. Well, he's valued at 10 million euros from transfer market, obviously, but
Oh, well, that's straight away. That's
so don't know
double
really.
that. But
Um,
listen, we've lost Miggy, so we've got wages there we can spend. Uh, you know,
hey,
let's face it. If you can't, if you're buying a player who can't, and I'm talking despite as well as Murphy's been doing the last few weeks, if we can't get a right winger who can keep Murphy out of the team, we ain't gonna get Champions League.
and by the way,
And
Celtic do
that's
play
the end of
Champions
the
League.
story.
The fact that these players play Champions League, that's also a good. I mean, they get beaten most of the time, but still, Niles says he's very good and has Champions League experience. Um, Andrew Bell says he's a bloody good player. When people said the same when Viduka came from Celtic. And let me go to the super chat here for a sec. There we go. Thunderbolt says they'll make bids, get people excited for nothing. Thank you for the £2 super chat. I
Just on the
mean,
boat.
you are kind of right in a sense. I mean, that does happen. I don't know if that's the intent, but they do make bids and not go much. No, doesn't go much from there. But
there's Pierre concentrating on the negative.
Beer says we shouldn't buy anything from Scotland apart from Earn
Iron
Brew
brew
and deep
and deep
fries
fried
Mars.
Mars
But
bar.
come on, man. But so I mean,
But
obviously you have.
he's also saying we can't ignore Murphy's Bournemouth performance. So
There we
he's
go.
had one bad performance
Nah, well, yeah, but
after you know 3 goals and 5 assists.
uh,
So yeah,
all right. Hey, Scottish whiskey and venison. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Tenjiviv has a question for us. With Murphy coming into form, is what damn man? Don't why are you turning it off?
I'm trying to put it.
There you go. With Murphy coming into form, is this the best opportunity to get maximum value for him, or are we going to wait until we get knout for him? Well, he does have a great point actually.
Well,
I mean, if they come for him, I'll tell him, yeah.
that's assuming somebody would come in for him.
If they come for him, I'll tell Juventus, look, man, that we have a right wing. 30 million for him. You can have him. Hey, I tell you what, I would sell Murphy in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Look, I do appreciate. I'm not like beer, and I'm not like Mighty Win, who thinks Murphy is you know the next Messi on the right wing.
No, no, no,
But
no, no, no,
I
no,
think
no.
I think that Murphy has had good performances. Yeah, he can base that on stats. Yeah, a lot of those good performances has been a product to what Isak has been world. You know, uh,
Absolutely.
what Isak is one of the best strikers in the world, different striker in the world can do. It's been that product of that, and everybody else around him. I don't think Murphy has done this for a substantial amount in his career to say this is Murphy. This isn't Murphy,
Well,
really.
no,
Let's
if you
be
remember
honest.
last season,
Come on, man.
the other
We got we,
40
we got
top
Tim's
of the
mom watching. You're gonna have us fight
league.
already, man. Go on.
Well, I'm saying
Listen,
it's not like the purple patch that sort of Miggy had. It
yeah.
has gone on for despite what he doesn't do well.
But to be fair as well, Isak's got some assists. I mean, sorry, Murphy has some assists because he's assisted Isak. We have to look at every play. I'm not. Listen, man. I'm not trying to be against Murphy, and I'm not. I do recognize that he has a good run right now. But let's take a look at just one play in particular. That assist that he got. I can't remember who it was against, but he didn't mean to assist the ball, man. He literally tried to control it, hits his shin, it gets to Isak. Isak score against Arsenal. Look at it again, man. It wasn't an assist. That he didn't mean to do that. What I
Oh,
do
he
all the
did.
time is body language, ladies and gentlemen. Body language, body language. You're looking at it, the dude, the ball. He's trying to control the ball. He's trying to control it, and then
Well,
it hits his shin, and it gets through.
he had it controlled. It went through, and he was going to go after it himself,
Nah,
and
man.
realized that Isak was better positioned, and just tapped it to him instead because he'd controlled. He was going to have a shot, but he
Look,
passed it.
man,
That was a
I have all the respect for Murphy, man. Murphy's a good lad.
definite, definitely,
It wasn't no, he didn't mean to assist that,
definitely
but
intended.
he's good to the kids. I mean, I'll
As
watch him with
as
the kids.
as for the one that he passed between the Forester legs that eventually got to Isak, that's a different one altogether.
So
Because
that's another one. There you go,
'cause
Thunderbolt. Thank you,
I don't believe that was what he intended.
thank you, Thunderbolt, for the super chat. Says Ashley era players
No,
seemingly
thank
hard
you.
to sell off. Well, they are. I don't know why.
Well, they
Well, I
all
mean, we know why because we know why because they are as much as they can be hard workers. They can do a job. They are not going to make another team better. And those English folks when they buy English directors when they buy Murphy, they're not saying it's getting better. They're saying it's getting worse, man. You know what I mean? When Murphy comes with long stuff, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Woki, Murphy plays well when the team plays well. He cannot lift the team and control a game. Certainly not. Certainly not. Let me see. I'm going to start some of these comments. Start some good ones, Mighty Win. We're going to get to them at the end of the show. James Birch has a question for me. Chris, that's a great idea. Do the pull Murphy could skyrocket just make him sound Brazilian? Well, no. And
Murfinho.
Murfinho. Those two don't go together, though, with the Murphy and Nino. So what's his Jacob? Jacob could be.
There's a lot of love for Kuhn here.
Cunha's a good lad, man. Good play. I mean, good player. I mean, Cunha is good.
What did Ian? Has Ian commented on him yet?
Oh, Kuhn. I thought you meant Cunha.
No,
Kuhn.
Kuhn. Oh, Cunha
Yeah.
is a great player.
Oh, Kuhn. Kuhn is good. Everybody's talking about Andy Bell is good. Everybody's talking good, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So all right. Anyways, let's move on to the next piece of news here that we got. Fuck me, from the Chronicle once again. That there's this kid there's a defender, Sepp Vandenberg, who I guess Newcastle have had on their radar. And now this I don't know, but 23 years of age, checked out by the Toon Scouts during his various loan stints while at Liverpool. And so, but I think this is I don't know about all this, man. But Sepp, he's from Fiorentina, is he? But it looks like he is. Yeah, he's not choosing Newcastle. I don't know. Ian Fleming has a question for the Mighty Win. Do you know what club Bobby Mitchell signed for after leaving the Tune in '59?
Boom.
Well, I'm gonna say Celtic just because we're talking about Celtic and Mighty Win is
Uh,
rubbish in
no, that
Celtic.
was Bobby Simpson signed for Celtic. Went on to win a European Cup. Bobby
Thank
Mitchell,
you,
I
Ian.
think he went to Blackpool, but obviously, if you know, tell us.
Yeah,
And then he bought the Cradle, which I pointed out, if you remember, Chris, the Cradlewell pub that were past. That was
yeah,
Bobby Mitchell ran that for a good few years.
yeah. Nathan says Cunha wants out of Wolves and deserves a big move, top class. Oh, he's a good player.
Well, Cunha's an excellent player.
Question from Michael: if we don't sign a right wing and sell Miggy, what are we going to do on the right? Well,
Well,
Murphy's going to
exactly.
keep playing. Murphy's going to keep playing, and
This is why I am so confident, because Eddie will not come out of this window without a right winger.
yeah, but sometimes
Unless, as we spoke about last week sometime, he fancies giving Asula a run there. And I wouldn't be averse to that, to be honest. I'd like to see him given a shot. But the trouble is the games that we're playing are so important that it's no time to be experimenting.
Michael Coyote is set to join Brentford, according to Jordy Boot Boys. Newcastle United are long-term admirers of Michael Coyote, with the right back viewed as a potential addition to Eddie Howe's squad. I'm reading verbatim. However, a transfer from Fiorentina to Newcastle United is no longer on the cards. That is because Fabrizio Romano saying that the right back is set to join Premier League rivals. Premier League rivals? Whose rivals? Not my rival, Brentford. But there you go. So actually never heard of Coyote being linked to Newcastle. So, but neither here nor there. I don't know.
This is really worrying. Kim Khan said.
Kim comes.
So the owners will let the dead wood sink the ship before it even sails. It seems the real story here is the dead wood, not the new stars.
Mm.
And I just hope against hope
Well, that seems to be the truth.
that
I mean,
that is not the case.
well,
Uh,
I mean, you look at
but
it
again,
objectively.
I've said for a long time now, if we Eddie's had no proper player in now for 3 windows, and if we don't, where we are now, almost on the verge of another cup final, we've been up to fifth already in the league, Champions League places. If we don't go out now and consolidate that position, it says to me, it screams to me that PIF are not backing Eddie Howe, and
Well,
that the big master plan is to have an excuse to let him go and get in a coach that Paul Mitchell wants.
I
So
don't necessarily agree with that, but
that's my belief.
I
But
think that could be one of the possibilities. But it also could be that they can't. That they can't make a substantial signing to please the masses. Because to be honest, I mean, you talk about this Vandenberg, this Sepp Vandenberg that's apparently Liverpool are trying to sign as well that we apparently wanted. I've never heard of us wanted Sepp, the Coyote guy going somewhere else. Even the Jonathan David. These guys are not like people are not lining up outside St. James's Park to watch this guy dribble around the ball as a signing. They're not. You know what I mean? Connor says that we'd rather have Sanusi on the right wing. But
well,
Sanusi is not fulfilling Mighty Win's stomach.
no,
Um,
he's still a bit short yet, I think, for to be the finished article that we're actually relying on.
yeah.
Um, yeah, very
Uh,
not impressed seeing Asula scored from the right against Bromley, who had already given up on the match.
but also this is important by Brent. Why would you sacrifice success for a new coach? And success, I'm taking that question as in, yeah, we're about to play the final. Well, hopefully, we're about to play a final in the Carabao Cup. Got another really quote unquote final against Arsenal at home, in my opinion, to get through. And then why would you? And by the way, if Eddie wins a cup, if you sack him, That's not gonna go well at all.
Win, stop talking rubbish. If PIF doesn't back Eddie, he would be sacked. No, because PIF are still very, very cognizant about public relations.
Man, go on somewhere, man. It's like second a club, man. Second a manager. That is nothing new, nothing bad, nothing horrific about it. Nothing. It's not going to change nobody's opinion, man. It's some people are going to be for that. Trust me. Come on, win. By the way, do we have something? It looks like the sales is set to return in March. Sometime March. Fucking hell, that is crazy. March is literally going to be out for been out for
We
forever.
extended his contract for a year to pay him sick wages.
Exactly. So, well, that is what's being reported out there as far as news, my man.
Yeah, we've got nothing. I haven't seen anything exciting at all at the
Exact.
minute.
Well, I agree with
I
you.
mean, I have seen a couple of reports saying that we have been in talks with Brentford for Mbeumo, and that's the one thing that
I
excites.
haven't even seen anything really as of late, which is it's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I've definitely seen credible in inverted commas.
Yeah. Um. But last but not least, I just wanted to share this because the Mighty Win was wrong 100%. But according to because on Once Upon a Time podcast is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, for talking about former players and the history basic of Newcastle United. In one of those episodes, Mighty Win told us that actually you didn't tell. You talk about Thierry Henry. Never mind. I was gonna cook you, but you didn't say. So I'm not gonna do it no more. So um Tangi says it seems like it's going to go right down to the wire on transfer deadline on February 3rd, which we're going to be doing the last 3 hours from 9 p.m. all the way to midnight. So it's going to be a great show once again. But we're going to be monitoring live what's happening. Of course, inadvertently monitoring everybody else's moves. So you know what I mean. So it's going to be a great show as well. At the end, there'll be next Friday, I believe. But anyways, did you
It was
know?
Ben Jacobs. Ben
Ben,
Jacobs
oh,
is
Ben
saying
Jacobs said that.
Brentford don't want to sell. That's the first thing. And Newcastle are the only club that have made any concrete approach. No bid yet, but they're looking at Mbeumo.
All right. Okay. Um, but there's a story out there, man, that just to end it up on a light note that once upon a time, Tyne, Newcastle were offered Zinedine Zidane. It looks like Barry Silkman, former footballer who played for City, Brentford, and Palace. I guess he was a player manager, and he managed Zinedine Zidane in 1996. He offered him to Newcastle United, and Newcastle United's manager Kevin Keegan
I was going to say that would bring Keegan entertainer.
turned him down, and because he said he was a championship player. Wow, he thought he was a championship player. If that is true, Mr. Kevin Keegan,
Well,
what
bear
happened
in
there?
mind at the time, Mr. Kevin Keegan had Shearer, Ferdinand, Asprilla. Who else did he have there?
Uh,
Ginola, obviously.
well, he didn't have nobody like Zidane. I tell you that much.
Well,
But
where would you place it on?
whoever, what? When? Please, man, don't do this, man. Still got Tim's mom
I'm
watching,
telling
man.
you,
Don't do this. Zinedine Zidane plays wherever the hell he wants. That's where. What are you talking about, man? On top of Rob Lee and top of that, come on, he is one of the greatest midfielders in the history of football, man. He plays on top of whatever the midfielder is there. He plays on top of them. Later on,
you would have probably got in front of Lee Clark.
or Lee Clark, whoever. Later years down the line, according to this, the Sun, Keegan admitted to Selkman that he should have listened after seeing Zidane blossom into an all-time great. So there you go. But can you believe that? That is unbelievable, that man. And it was a bargain, according to them. It was just 1.2 million pounds. So there you go. David T. Quiz Night's coming back 100%. Friday night at 10 p.m.
Friday night, and the lads are going out.
There you go. Friday night, we're coming back with the quiz. So we're going to be this Friday. And again, Once Upon a Time is coming back as well. So this is a good shows, good conversation for members only. So make sure you become a member and enjoy those as well. Last but not least, let's do comments. Let's do comments real quick because we got to give people. We promised people the comments, so we're gonna do the comments. All right. You want to do them or you want me to do them? But you're gonna be more, energetic, man. Energetic. Come on. Read the whole comment and who's written it.
You get on with it. You do it so well.
Well, then you're going to have to learn how to do it next time. Andrew Bell, the facts are 4 Premier League sides have approached Lille for a deal. It's believed NUFC are one of them. Exactly. That's that's what it looks like it's going to be. We shall see about Mr. Jonathan David. I don't think he is all that, but I think he is the perfect signing for the bench. That's what I think. And that's what we need. Kelvin, exactly. It's January transfer window. Speculation is the name of the game. That's right. Gotta understand the game. Stephen Harker, Willock, Longy sold as offer nothing as I would have pulled J7 and Bruno off with better options. I'm not sure what we're talking about here.
Well, we're basically saying get rid of Willock and Longy because they're not good enough to have on the bench. If we'd had decent replacements on the bench, Bruno and J7 would have been off the pitch on Saturday quicker than what they were.
Yeah. Steven says, Luke M. Jonathan David, it will be available on a free in the summer window. Our scouts will just be preparing for then, but we will have stiff competition. Can't see us moving this window. By the way, I do believe that sometimes the rumor mill in clubs make superstars. And I'm not talking about make superstars as in a factual superstar. I mean, make superstars in the moment. I think that Jonathan David has been talked about so much, it almost feels like he is the next thing. I mean, he really hasn't proven to be that at all. I don't know why.
Let's be fair. This season in Liga, he's pulling up trees, but
yeah. But I mean, he might
and
be.
there's another Champions League goal. If you go on stats, he's doing the business.
Exactly. Tiger Studios as a backup striker would be an upgrade on Wilson, definitely. Beer Viking, I'm not a fan of David. France is only slightly better than the Scottish football. He also says most people are moaning about Kelly's wages and then say David is on the free. It's positive. There you go. Hopefully, no, we cannot sign him on 150. I tell you that. That ain't gonna happen.
I want 325 if you go.
Okay, well then he can get that divided by 8 at Newcastle. Tenji Vivid, why can't you just state that it's a rumor or gossip though? How hard is that? We've stated that. That's all we go. We talk about what's being reported out there. But we already left that Tenji. We're back to being friends now. David T. David will probably end up in London this summer. Lower end though. Palace, Brentford, Fulham, etc. Well, if he
makes sense. There's a thing. David to
I guarantee
Brentford and Bournemouth.
Andrew Bell, giving David 300K would be like giving Chris unlimited beers in the tune. A huge waste. Andrew Bell cooking me.
Hey,
Andrew Bell, you were wasted.
I could use unlimited beers.
You were knackered as well on one day, on basically 2-3 hours of and you and Lee both knackered. I can look at somebody and tell how drunk you are.
I'll tell you
what. In a few hours of work. So
by the way,
don't cook me.
Both Andy and Lee, thank you very, very much for taking care of Queenie.
Of Queen of Heart, yes,
you did. Who couldn't
You
Get
know
up
was
the
there with us and
butcher
couldn't get a
was
ticket
there, and
either.
it was great to see you, Queenie.
Exactly, exactly. So good job, well done by Andy and Lee Leyland, of course. Kenny W. Kelly on not on the 150K. He is though, man.
Well, that's the report. It hasn't. It's not confirmed because we haven't seen it in the accounts yet. So
Well,
there's
but
rumours 125, 133, but 150 is the figure that was
it's always
given out
reported.
very early in the
And
story.
if you want to be technical, that's definitely not what he's getting a week. He's getting a little bit less because it's taxed. So, but there we go. Kelvin, I can see David being a provider for Isak as a second forward. They could
Yeah,
play
but
together.
yeah, I think if we are talking about getting David and playing him, it's got to be alongside Isaac. It's not a straight
Mm.
swap kind of thing.
Rico, 150K week wages would bring in a good right winger too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nathan, surely Kelly was signed with the view to cash in on him quickly. Nowhere near the level that we are striving to
No.
be at.
Kelly was signed as a replacement for Shea and Lascelles,
Mm,
who were both, thought to be
not,
on the way out. Well,
I'm
they
not
are on the
sure.
way out. Let's be
Not
honest.
sure he's lived up to that yet, but all right.
Well, he's not had a chance yet.
Beer Riken, I've been watching Mateo Retegui. He's going to be a top striker. Yeah, play Boca Juniors, Uruguayan guy. I think he might be. Yeah, could be worth a shout, certainly. Look, I'm with the club on the Kelly situation. Whether we've got him in a free or not, his value is 25 and 30. We can't be letting assets go for nothing just because
Exactly.
they're struggling. I agree. I agree with that. Colton, we ain't buying anyone. Is that what you're saying, Win? Well,
No,
no,
I'm not saying that at all. I think we will be buying somebody.
he's hopeful that we will buy, but he has nothing to base that on.
Just
Uh,
pure hope,
yeah,
optimism,
Steven,
happy clapping.
he's a Premier League defender. Yeah, there we go. We saw that. Beer Viking Romano doesn't get it wrong. He's paid to put out news. Well, that could be as well.
Lots of stuff he's got wrong.
Nah. Mark Todd, 200 plus links every window. That don't happen. Stop falling for all these stories, guys. When we sign players, it's normally out of the blue and not from an article that rumbles on for days.
Definitely.
Yeah. But we gotta have shows, man. we
Yeah,
gotta we
yeah,
gotta
yeah, yeah. I know that.
we gotta line up these players and talk on what we think, which is basically us thinking, whether we agree, disagree, or whatever. Andrew Bell, I've seen something today. Juve want Tonali as a part of the PX deal for Douglas Luiz. Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen. They couldn't pay enough to get Tonali going over there.
No.
Nope. Niall, but when we know we have to sell to buy, he's a fourth choice if he helps to get a right wing. Why say no?
I'm well, absolutely right. If you're going to say to me, sell Kelly and we're going to get him Buemo tomorrow, the deal's done as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly. Tiger, Miggy going is brilliant. Time to go. Not good enough anymore. There you go.
Yep, that's right.
Kelvin, all I think about when I hear that name is Shakademus. Oh, Blackademus? Blackademus. Mac debate. The Macums have spent more than us. Damn. Have they? That's
I don't know.
crazy. I've heard, they're making some moves, but I don't know about more than us. Well, I mean, we haven't made none. So that doesn't take much. James Cuff, Murphy hasn't really had a purple patch, mostly brown patches with the occasional green every now and then.
Occasional every now and
Oh, gray. Sorry. Tangi says, surely someone like Lester might offer us something for Murphy based on modern day trends with stats.
then. Yeah, well,
Yeah, could be.
it's Leicester that are linked with Long.
James says, Chris, I want Newcastle to sign Rooney Barry. He's had an ACL, but he's 18. The best right wing out there. We wanted him this summer, but he got injured. Did we?
Rooney Barty.
That's the first time I'm hearing him.
Yeah.
Mr. Connor says, question with rumor. Are you Norwegian, Connor? I didn't know you were Norwegian. With rumors Pope back at the weekend, do you think Eddie will put him straight back in goal? I think it will be a mistake. I think it would be a mistake to shake that up, and if he does, I think he will see the consequences on what the defense is going to turn out to be. If he, because I think Dubravka has been immense in the defense. So Nathan, I like Osula loaned out. He needs game time. Let's build him in the championship next year. No, loan. Well, definitely not right now. Loaned out. We got to get a striker. But maybe if you get a striker in, then yeah, probably. But then again, if one gets hurt, what about the other? You know what I mean? I think you need to have 3 strikers in the team anyway. You know. Steve says, "Win. I've been saying for more than a year now. We won't spend until summer 2025. We won't sign anyone of significance this window." I agree with
So,
that.
Steve, I just hope you're wrong.
Um, uh, Tim says January is difficult window, so no matter how much you want to sign players, granted, I understand the preference of signing from position of strength, as Man City and Chelsea will be tough to finish above. And last but not least, Davey Eddie says I was impressed with Semenyo. Look a bit of a unit and give our defense a turret time. Well, I've been saying that since the first time we played him away. Semenyo is good, man. Semenyo is really good. So I would definitely go for him if you know if everything else was um, unavailable. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Nick Giles, Nick Gills, Nick Gills. Is that how you say it?
Nick Giles.
Or Giles. Damn. We need Ozzy. There you go. But anyways, thank you so much for your support, ladies and gents. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so tomorrow you and Gary will have a 2 p.m. show.
2 till 4.
So we shall see what comes up with of that, you know. But either way,
no midweek game.
And no midweek game, exactly. Unfortunately, but and tomorrow night we might have the Once Upon a Time. Might win at 11 p.m. So it's a bedtime story, man. Bedtime story of Once Upon Peter Beardsley and the Mighty Win. Well, we'll see what BS he comes up with about Peter Beardsley now. I met him. Whatever. Anyways, and of course Thursday we got the preview. Friday we got the quiz night and press conference earlier on. So stay tuned. Saturday game time. So don't worry about that. We got full coverage back at NUFC Talk TV. So, anyways, thank you so much for your support. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We will see you on the next one, folks. Bye bye.
How are the lads?